I think power is becoming more diffuse. Good news is it's harder to have a tone-deaf, staid, unresponsive government survive in the age of social media and the ability of people to go into the streets. And it's very difficult to repress. If you look at Brazil, where one of only two rising economies where inequality decreased in the last decade, they still had all these demonstrations in the street. The president did a heck of a good job. She didn't beat anybody up. She said, you know, if you got democracy, you want more of it. You get a little prosperity, you want more of it. We do have continuing problems. Let's be honest about it. Now, what do you want to do? In other words, she tried to bring people into a decision-making process. When people started demonstrating against Mr. Assad, he started killing them. And you got the mess we've gotten now. So I think that economic crisis sets a stage for discontent. The dispersion of power presents new challenges to people. And we're going to have another 25 years or so of the struggle that I talked about often when I was president between the forces of people trying to put things together and the forces of people trying to take things apart. And it's now occurring at a more granular level all across the world. So it's frustrating to people who think, oh, there ought to be some magical answer to all this. And you just have to do the best you can and realize we're in the process of creating a world that is different and potentially dramatically better than anyone we've ever known before. But there are severe challenges, and the tools at hand for people that we put in positions of leadership are not quite as effective as they used to be. Real life is a healthier existence than politics.
Right.
So we have to realize that we are creating a system here in which we favor division over cooperation. Everybody likes being at CGI because we forget what our political parties and affiliations are. We just sort of show up for work, trying to do something that works. And I worry about that. And I worry that, I used to worry that CNN was going to lose too many viewers because...
Have no fear of that, Mr. President. We are
let me
storming ahead.
I'll be serious. No, yeah, you're doing better, but you're more entertaining now, which is good. But you became more entertaining without becoming more extreme, which is important. I mean, because people are wired when they see all this conflict to get into the fray, so that and you know what it takes. You got to have 800,000 viewers in a cable show to break even, and if you get more than that, your profits go up. So the good news about the media today is that we have more sources of information than ever before. The bad news is we are, all of us, prone only to go to the places we agree with. So MSNBC has grown because they have
We don't mention that in this room.
No, we don't.
Sorry, it's
And Fox News had this big base, and they know it's very carefully done psychologically and substantively, and everything is serving to polarize the country. The problem is, if you look all around the world, the places where people work together, they're doing well. The places where people fight all the time, they're not doing very well. It's not rocket science. So why would you keep doing something that doesn't work? Because even in a democracy, people constantly vote for that which they claim to hate. So here's one new test, the next test, which would have a big impact on changing America. If we could get the voter turnout in midterm elections, the next one's in 2014, to equal the voter turnout in presidential elections, we would at least stop having two different Americas vote in off years. And that would create a clear signal that Americans want us to build a dynamic, vital center. And they don't get that signal now. You can't just cuss the politicians if they think they're voting in a way that will be rewarded. The public has to send a different set of signals, and I believe we can do that.